Here's a story about a psychic message I was getting from my higher self that helped me to change my life. Now, about 23 years ago, I found myself in a job that I didn't really like. I was quite shy and I was getting a little bit bullied from my boss, and I didn't really know what to do with my life. And every morning I was waking up with this message, and it was something along the lines of, change your life, 7 days. And it came with a vision of this railway station that I would go to on my way to work. And I interpreted it incorrectly at the time. I was like, right, well, I need to take 7 days off and I need to go to this railway station, maybe go somewhere in the UK, and that will help me to change my life. So on 3 separate occasions, I took a week off work and I went and I travelled around the UK looking for inspiration to change my life, and it didn't work. And still, over 6 months later, I was waking up every day with this message, change your life, 7 days, and the railway station. And years later, I was trying to explain to my friend how I changed my life. And I said, I was getting this message every day to take 7 days off work and change your life. And I didn't really know what it meant. But what I ended up doing is I ended up buying this book, and this book completely changed my life. And she asked me, what's the book called? And I was like, oh my God, it's called Change Your Life in 7 Days. And it's by a guy called Mckenna. Now, this was before The Secret was released as a film and as a book. It was before the law of attraction was like a popular phrase. I never called it that. I called it like synchronicity. But this book outlined a lot of the processes that I use today, that I teach to people, and I've been teaching to people over the past 10 years, along with some other things that I teach people. And I couldn't believe it, because I bought that book at the railway station that was coming into my vision. But at the time, I saw the book and I saw Mckenna, who was well known for being a daft TV hypnotist. And I was like, what does he know about changing your life? So I discounted the book, and I was like, no, I'm not going to buy that book. But it was number one, and it was number one for like years. But after taking 3 separate weeks off work and having nothing to show for it, I just said to myself, well, I was stood in the train station. I just finished my last journey, and I was like, looks like I'm going to have to buy this book. And I didn't put 2 and 2 together. It sounds daft, but it didn't occur to me until years later, that when I was explaining this story of how I found this book and how I didn't want to buy it and how it changed my life. And then I realized that was the message that I was getting from my higher self.